Hey guys, it's Cam with Tekamo, pronounced Tekamo. We're at the KNIPEX booth, KNIPEX. Show you some of the world's best pliers, because I've always been a big KNIPEX fan. And Pete here's gonna go through it. KNIPEX. We just talk and chat and bullshit about tools, essentially. You can tell me, it's...
How much time do you have?
Yeah, I know.
Coverage of the SEMA show is sponsored by Fortis HD and Mueller Coops. So go buy some tools at fortishd.com.
Show us what you got.
This one here, this is one of my biggest pet peeves right here, cable ties.
Yeah.
You work with these all the time, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you normally cut these?
Oh, you just grab your angle cutters and no.
And what happens?
Oh, and then you get those, the cuts on your hand.
Exactly.
When you go to reach in and...
So we got a couple tools we're going to show you. This one here, this is the 7803-140. Cut that right as close as you can get and watch what happens. There you go, perfect. Now, rub your finger right on that.
Oh, I'll rub the soft part of my hand on it.
Right?
Because I
no
trust
sharp
you.
edges.
Yeah.
That's a perfect tool for that. The other one that we have, a lot of guys like this one too.
Yeah.
This is the forged version of it.
Yeah.
That'll do the same thing. Watch how smooth that is.
This was the first one we got.
Yeah.
And when I started doing anything with zip ties, when I have my aviation background, everybody says you got to get flush cuts.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to do it this way.
Okay.
Just to show them, because a lot of times when you're in tight spots and you go in there and we've cut both ways, sideways, whatever. Like, this has been one of my favorite tools, and I push this to all my guys, is you get these ones and you get the angled head ones that they also make. It's the same, but on a little more of an angle, so you can really get in those tight spots against the harness and clip your zip ties flush.
Absolutely.
Okay. Let's talk about the little guys here, because I did just pick these up, a newer version of these.
No, this came out probably a couple years ago. We added a longer length to it, and the blades are actually a little bit longer. Cable ties are getting a little thicker, a little heavier. Right tool, right application.
Yeah.
And that's a perfect example right there. Because like you said, a lot of guys would end up using this to cut the cable ties.
Yeah.
And you get that little spike in there. We don't want to do that.
I give my guys for that. We're over that.
And the demo that I usually do is I actually come back and I take this tool, come in there, trim that off. Now look at it. Nothing. Yeah, talking about cutters here, this is actually an electrician's tool. It's got a lock on the top of it, just release the lock. This little groove inside of here, battery cable. You cut this all the time, right?
Yeah.
Watch how smooth this is. I'm gonna do it a couple times. I'm gonna do it, and you're gonna do it. Look at how smooth that is. Try that. Nice, flush, even cut. It's nice and square at the end of it.
And what's the capacity on these guys?
What we're using right now is just standard battery cable. So it's #2 battery cable. So that's probably the max of it right now, but look at how smooth that it is.
I mean, we'll try it on 2-watt, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure of it.
If it fits its snips, you can try it.
But we do have other tools. If we got bigger battery cable,
Yeah.
we do have other tools.
Do you have bigger cable cutters?
Yeah, we have bigger cable cutters.
Let's get into, you were saying these are all new?
These are all the same tool, but just a different handle style.
Different
so we've got a dipped handle, what we call a multi-component handle, and then of course we got an insulated handle. Okay. This tool is called a needle nose combination plier. The reason it's called that is because you have a needle nose in the front, we have a gripping area right here, and we also have a cutter right here. Great tool for the cotter pins.
Okay.
Pulling them out, bending them back.
Yeah.
It's perfect for that.
Okay.
Okay.
Struggle with that cotter pin that's hard to get at, and it's all rusted and bent over, and you can't get it out. I mean, that's usually I use my side cutters for that.
Okay.
I'll get a side cutter on the end of it because you're replacing it most of the time.
Yeah.
And a side cutter really bites, grips, and you can twist it out, right?
Gotcha.
So, but the problem with that is you'll cut it sometimes, and you're left with nothing to grab onto, and you have to punch it out.
And like we were showing before too, it's also got this gripping area here, so I can grab onto.
Oh yeah, nice.
and bolts.
Yeah, it's got a little relief in there, so. I mean, hose clamps, little things. Like, it's a nice multi-purpose looking tool.
Absolutely.
Right? I like the different handle options too, because I've actually always liked the dipped handles, like this one especially, because for us in heavier trades, I think we're a lot dirtier than the automotive guys.
Yeah.
So oily hands and gooey hands, and I've found these handles actually withstand quite a bit of abuse.
It actually has a texture to it.
Yeah.
So it gives you a little bit of grip. So if
I always
you do
like
have oil
the
on it,
texture ones. Yeah. Yeah, if I can get the textured grip, I would definitely pick that. I mean, even my flush cutters, I've had those for years now, and they look like new. They're not all peeling off, so that's one thing you see with, you end up with all your pliers looking like that after a while, because the grips come off and they slide off and they swell up, but just kind of getting into the bigger handles, but it's not really my style, but I see some guys liking the bigger handles for stuff.
A lot of it's personal preference.
Yeah.
Like some guys like a thicker handle on it, some like a thinner handle to it. It's all personal preference.
Well, and you guys offer that with a lot of the tools, eh?
Absolutely.
A lot of the tools, you can get the multiple different handles. You can even get some insulated ones, right? These tested? Like
absolutely.
Certified?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, every single tool that's insulated that we have at KNIPEX, every single one of them is tested to 10,000 volts. It's rated for 1,000.
Yeah. You're safe.
You're safe.
You're good.
You're safe. So if you're looking for an insulated tool like ours, It has to have all that to make sure that's an insulated tool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's something to keep in mind if we start seeing more electrical stuff in the off-highway world. It is coming. We were at Bama last year. Say what you want. I mean, I'm going to adapt to survive. So like if it's coming, man, I'm buying the insulated tools to work on it. Adapt or die. Something I wanted to touch on.
Yeah.
The way I got introduced to KNIPEX tools was these guys. And if you're in aviation, I'm sure you've seen these before. The plier wrenches, fits all. 332 rivet press, whatever you want to call it. We use this for all kinds of stuff. It's such a great multi-purpose tool. It's not just a crescent wrench, slip joint plier, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't really fit in any one of those categories, but it knocks it out of the park in all of those categories against all those tools. And I mean, I sound like a real fanboy right now, but I ain't even afraid to say it, man. I love this tool.
For good reason.
If you're doing a lot of hydraulic work, you throw this in your pocket, you hop up on the machine, you can do every fitting with it, you know, to a point. Obviously, there's some limitations, but man, this saves you from carrying a dozen wrenches. You carry, you know, a few wrenches in this. Definitely been one of my all-time favorite tools. And when you actually push on these things, they actually tighten up with that cam lock kind of, you know. That's something that I've always loved about that is you don't round off stuff. You can push on them and it actually gets tighter the harder you push.
There's actually a 10-to-1 ratio. So the more you squeeze the back of the handle, the more you're going to get out of the head.
Yeah.
So a lot of body shops like them too for sheet metal stuff.
So that's how I got introduced, was doing sheet metal. We do a lot of bending and turning tabs and just little fine adjustments because it has that nice, smooth, parallel jaws that don't mar. So definitely worth putting in your toolbox. Cobras were the second tool that I want to touch on. A bit of a game changer for me. It was a water pump plier that actually does what it's supposed to do, which is grip and hydraulic work, super handy. You know, you're fitting rounds off, man, you can get that on there and hang on those. There's, you know, we got a couple of different sizes. Got the little guy there.
And we also got that guy right there. Check out that bad boy.
Yeah. The Cobra versus the one she tells you not to worry about. You really got to get serious. Filters, that kind of stuff.
It happens.
It happens. I would have had that loose in 15 seconds with my Cobras, you know, like everybody I know has a set of these.
Yeah, it's good for round, square, flat, hex. I mean,
everything.
Yeah.
Battery posts, whatever. All kinds of stuff. Woo! Yeah, that's, look, Ma, no hands.
Clamp down on it. The cool part is all you got to do is show somebody, just lift that up. All right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
that's just a stripper?
Yeah, that's just a wire.
Okay.
It's the automatic wire stripper.
Oh, yeah.
So basically, there's a cutter on the top.
Yeah.
And then there's a depth gauge right here. I can adjust this. All I got to do is put it in between the V-jaws and pull the handle.
Oh, nice.
It strips it off. So if you're doing it like a harness, and you got a lot of repetitive stuff, that's the tool for you. So it'll do both solid and stranded. Yeah, just a cutter on top, cut it off.
Oh, that's like super low effort.
And then just stick the wire in between the two blades up to the stop and pull the handle.
And then it doesn't
nick the wires.
Doesn't nick the wire or anything like that.
A little fine adjustment on here.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll have wires that'll have a thicker insulation to it.
Yeah.
So you can adjust the dial, which will adjust to the thickness of the insulation.
Okay. It looks a little bulky, but if it's the size of your hand, you can probably get it in there and, you know, get it around a harness when you're doing repair, because you know, the wire's never like this. Very rarely is it like this where you could just do it on a bench, right? You know, we're usually down in an engine bay with your hand beside something and you want to, you know, strip
some
the end
tight
of it
area.
off.
Some tight area you're gonna be in, right?
Exactly. You know, so multiple tools give you the best shot at success. The Deutsch crimper, that's a new one.
Brand
for
new.
us. Let's
just came out about.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, about a month and a half ago we just launched this one. DT crimper. This is a 975267 DT. This does DT, DTM, and DTP. A couple things to point out. There's a little chart right here. So there's a number on the left-hand side of the chart. That corresponds to this dial, right? Okay. So you match up the wire gauge that you're working with. So let's just say you're working with 16 AWG, the number's 4. So I'm gonna set this to 4. So basically that just sets the dies inside of it. There's 4 dies, 2 on each side, so you're gonna get 8 indents on this. Okay. The only other adjustment that you have to make is back here. This actually adjusts to the depth.
The depth of your
pin or your socket that you're gonna use for your Deutsch connection, right? Okay. Unloosen this one here, that'll adjust the depth. Then just tighten this up and that'll keep it right in place. You want the top of the pin or the socket right about even with the bottom of this funnel right here. Okay. Same with all of our other ratcheting crimpers. Once you squeeze the handle, let it go, and you got a perfect crimp. You ever see somebody like crimp and they want to like crush the crimp
Yeah.
It destroys the end connector, but not with this.
You have to finish the crimp
Yep.
before it can let go.
Yeah.
Before you can even get your
Before the handles
socket
release.
out.
Yep.
Consistency is a big deal. You don't want to have that wire pull out on a harness right in the middle of a big cannon plug or something like that. You got one that pulls out.
Yeah.
And you won't notice it a lot of times too. It'll be just loose enough that it's causing some sort of connection issues or something. So, and you said it'll do all 4 sizes of Deutsch, right?
Yeah, do DT, DTM, and DTP.
Or GT, yeah, the 3 sizes of
three
Deutsch,
sizes,
yeah. To the wall.
Okay.
Take a look at the big display they got. The big display wall, and this isn't even all the products you guys have.
No,
right?
we produce close to 1,500 different pliers. We're the world's largest professional plier manufacturer, and this is all we do. This is what we focus on. This is what we're good at. This is what we're great at.
Yeah, oh, you guys are great at it, I'll admit it. I love it.
These are brand new also. We just launched these. These
Okay,
are,
soft jaws.
yeah, for the Cobra. We always had them for the pliers rinse, but now we got them for the Cobra. Pack of 6, so you got 3 pairs.
Yeah, they're like
there.
a semi-consumable item. Then
Absolutely.
you're gonna burn through them eventually. So are they grippy or are they plastic?
They've got a little bit of grippiness to
Okay.
them. But like you said, you are going to destroy it because it's got teeth on the other side of it.
Yeah.
But that's why you have a pack.
And then
of
you got
6 in there.
the flat ones for the
pliers
plier
wrench.
wrench
Yep.
that you've had.
Well, obviously we have a full line of circlip pliers. There's angle, there's straight. Obviously there's an exterior and interior, but we have a full line. This is only a small portion of the circlip pliers that we do offer.
Yeah, and you got the big set of them there too. Yeah, perfect. And the biggest size you have is those there?
No, there's actually a couple bigger ones.
Oh, you have some big size.
We have some really big ones. We
That's
just don't
good
bring
to
them out
know.
to the show.
You know, well, and like I have big circlip pliers. So it is something we come across quite a bit. We'll get circlips around that size, right?
Yeah.
You know, for the final drives and stuff. So
The one cool thing about our precision circlip pliers, the one thing to note is that the tips are actually a different material.
yeah,
And they're actually hand inserted into the forging.
Okay, so they're like a pressed in.
Yeah, they're pressed in. The reason for that is since it's a different material, it gives a little bit of springiness.
Yeah.
Because you know the weakest part of a circlip plier is the tips.
the
And
tips.
you got to use the right size for the right circlip plier so you can get it in and remove it and put it back in. So.
Yeah. Like KNIPEX warranty. What's the warranty on KNIPEX? Or KNIPEX.
KNIPEX?
KNIPEX warranty.
KNIPEX, same as the rest of the industry, a limited lifetime warranty.
Yeah. Not that I've ever actually needed it. Honestly, I don't think I've ever had to warranty a KNIPEX tool. The only thing I've ever done is like I've had my flush cutters dull when people use them on the wrong material.
Yeah.
And that.
Again, good point.
Yeah.
Right tool, right material,
tool,
right application.
yeah.
That's what we're all
Oh,
about.
I've had guys use them on like hard wire and stuff like that, and then there's a big circular indent, and I just, oh, they're yours now because you can buy me a new pair. There's another one there. That's a beautiful one for everybody. Just like both sizes, the go-to sizes.
Yeah, we're coming out with a lot more sets.
Yeah.
Just because these, like I said, these two tools are some of our most popular tools, and why not put them in a set and have them together?
Yeah.
Buy some parts, FortisHD.com. Buy some rubber tracks, FortisHD.com. We have it all. Buy some tools, Mueller Coops. We got some fun new stuff coming too. Check it out. We paid for these ad spots, so deal with it.
All right, guys, that's the KNIPEX booth at SEMA 2023. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks a lot, Peter, for showing us everything, showing us the product.
Glad we could show you some stuff.
I'm sure there's something that'll fit your guys' needs, but for us in the heavy trades, a lot of great product. It just does the job. So that's it. On to the next thing. We'll see you guys later. Bye. A couple more times. It's KNIPEX. It is KNIPEX. It's KNIPEX, you guys. It's not Kinplex. It's not Pinplex or NIPEX or KNIPEX or KNIPEX.
Are you an experienced heavy-duty mechanic thinking about going on your own? Click the link in the description to fill out the form. Tekamo, your heavy equipment support network.